What's up, guys? Welcome to the first episode ever of Keep My Tab Open, a place where we get a little something to drink, talk a little shit, and talk a lot of sports. I'm your host, Will Dalton, aka Wilbur and Gold. Let's go ahead and get into the show. But wait, you don't know what Keep My Tab Open is, do you? Game day is a holiday for sports fans, and it's just that simple. If we can't go to the game, we want to go to a sports bar, the big TV, we got the game on, shooting the shit with our friends, we got drinks, food, sports food, and it's just so much fun, and it's really a holiday for us sports fans. And so I wanted to give this show the feel of a sports bar environment. Not only are we going to be talking sports, we're going to be talking beverages. At the beginning of the show, each show, we're going to have a quick little segment where I'm going to have a drink of the day that I'll kind of be sipping on throughout the show. And basically what's going to happen is, I'll kind of give you, a lot of times it's usually going to be an adult beverage, because that's mostly what you get at a sports bar, unless you're underage, which some of us, even if you are underage, you get one somehow. We won't get into that. Sometimes it'll be beer, sometimes it'll be wine, sometimes it'll be some type of mixed drink, sometimes it'll be a concoction that I just pull out of my ass. So I'll pour the drink, and I'll give it a little sippy sip, and I'll give you my thoughts on it. I'll tell you if I like it. I'll tell you if it tastes like shit to me. Today's drink is a Leinenkugel. Leinenkugel. I don't even know if that's how you say this. I really don't know. 9! It is a... How many shots would you like of Leinenkugel? 9! Alright, I'm done. Leinenkugel Oktoberfest is what we'll be having today. Is a German-style Marzen beer. Whatever the Marzen means, I don't know. All I know is it's Oktoberfest. You might be wondering what the alcohol content on this is. The percentage is actually 9! Actually, it's not. It's actually 5.1%. I just was kind of continuing with the... Yeah. I've actually never had this beer before. I've had other Leinenkugels. I'm a big fan of the summer shandy that they make, and I'm also a big fan of the grapefruit shandy that they make. The summer shandy actually to me kind of tastes like Fruity Pebbles. According to what I've read, this beer actually goes really well with brats, pork chops, and pretzels. I would say in order of importance to me, that's going to go pretzels, pork chops, and brats, because I don't have brats that often. I like making pork chops, but it's not the main meat I make. The main meat I make all the time is grilled chicken. But I love myself some pretzels. That is probably, other than chips and salsa, that's up there with one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite snacks. I'm going to sit this down right here. And we're going to grab us a mug. When it comes to mugs, I prefer a good frosty mug. To me, there's two things that really make the difference when it comes to having beer. Get it on tap and get it in a frosty mug. Let's go ahead and pour this drink. There is your poured Leinenkugel Oktoberfest. And let's go ahead and give this bad boy a sippy sip. It's not bad, but it doesn't have as much flavor as I expected. You know how when you have a drink and you put ice in it and it gets kind of watered down? That's almost what this reminds me of. It's like... It's okay, but I think part of why I fucked up was I kind of expected this to be pumpkin flavored just because it says Oktoberfest, because there's a lot of pumpkin flavored October beers, which I'm a big fan of. But, this doesn't seem to be that type of beer, which, I mean, now that I actually look at it, I shouldn't have expected that it would be, just because it says Oktoberfest, but... Not bad, but compared to summer shandy and grapefruit shandy made by the same company, not impressed. The first thing I'd like to cover is the Carolina Panthers. I am a Carolina Panthers fan, diehard fan. I'll be honest with you, Kyle Allen did a lot better than I thought he would do. I was not one of these people that thought, oh, we're fucked. Although, if you go based off of Madden, which, ironically enough, even Cam Newton even gets the injury bug in fucking Madden. Literally my first game in franchise mode on Madden 20, he broke his ribs. His ribs! And Kyle Allen was not so great on there, but I didn't think Kyle Allen would do terrible. I honestly wasn't sure what to expect out of him. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't think he'd do great. I didn't think he'd do necessarily horrible. I actually thought there was a chance he might do okay, but I wasn't sure. And the more I kind of do some research on him, this dude's hungry. Like, I'm pretty sure the Panthers drafted, or no, he went undrafted. And then the Panthers were the first team to pick him up. Then they dropped him, and now they have him again. So this guy's hungry. He wants to make a statement, and he definitely got started on the right foot. He's from Arizona, I believe, and he was actually one of the best high school quarterbacks in the country when he was in high school. A lot of people don't know that, and he kind of fell off when he got to the league. And, you know, he, like I said, he's hungry and he wants to make a statement, and he got a good start on that. I think this is good that they're not starting Cam. I'm tired of Cam coming back at like 80-85%, if that, just to hurry up and get back. They need to get him 100% healthy once and for all. And they need to stop trying to make him a pocket passer, because he's never going to be one. Stop handling him with kid gloves and let the man fucking be a runner and a dual threat, because that is what makes Cam Newton Cam Newton. And when he's doing that, that's what makes the Panthers successful. That's when they go on a run to the Super Bowl like they did in 2015, and that's when Cam Newton wins an MVP. Here's something else I'd kind of like to cover in regards to Cam Newton. Is the level of hate he gets. I don't understand the level of hate he gets from Panther fans. His own fans. I don't get it. I mean, yeah, he dresses like Medea. The funny part when it comes to people hating on Cam Newton is that most of these people that are hating on him were dabbing all over his dick in 2015 when he was taking the Panthers to the Super Bowl and winning the MVP. And so we'll see what happens when he comes back, when he's healthy 100%. If he comes back and balls out, let's see what the haters have to say then. Because it's like, you're either in or you're out. You can't be like, oh, well, fuck Cam, and then he starts doing well, and oh, he's back. Like, nah, you're in or you're out, period. All right, let's move on to the Redskins. The Redskins are an interesting team for me because, believe it or not, you know, I said I'm a Panther fan, which I am, but when I was younger, I actually considered myself more of a Redskin fan, actually, because it's actually a weird reason. The reason I started pulling for the Redskins when I was little is because I liked their yellow face masks. That is actually something I've never said, ever, but on the inside, that is absolutely why I started pulling for the Redskins. I liked their yellow face masks. But I'm to a point now where, you know, I don't want to be pulling for teams unless it's like the Yankees where we don't have an MLB team in North Carolina. I don't want to be pulling for teams and being a diehard fan of teams that aren't in my home state. To me, and I'll do a show at a later time about bandwagon fans and how I feel about that. I would just, you know, if I have an NFL team, an NBA team, an NHL team in my home state, and not to mention, Charlotte's like an hour away from where I was born, I need to be pulling for that team. In regards to the Redskins, I'm just going to cut to the chase. Jay Gruden sucks. Jay Gruden's a problem. Jay Gruden has been a problem. He's done nothing for the Redskins. Nothing. And you just look at the guy's demeanor, like, after games. It's horrible. I wouldn't want to play for that guy. Stephen A. Smith said that Jay Gruden got his job because of his last name being Gruden. And honestly, I believe him. I 100% buy that. When he gets fired, he'll probably get brought into Oakland by his brother. But he's done nothing for the Redskins. The only thing he's successfully done as the head coach of the Redskins is completely derail RG3's career. He completely derailed his career. I 100%, other than the injury itself that kind of started the whole thing, and obviously that's not Jay Gruden's fault. But the fact that RG3 got screwed over in Washington and really never got an opportunity again, that's all on Jay Gruden. He completely did RG3 dirty. Makes my blood pressure boil. I'll just leave you with this. When Jay Gruden gets fired from the Redskins, which will be very soon, maybe even before the season's over. That's another thing Stephen A. said needs to happen, and I agree with him. and I think it will. When Jay Gruden... Now, I actually think this is very hypothetical. I don't think this is going to happen, but it would be beautiful if it did. Jay Gruden gets fired. The next day, they bring in RG3 to work with Dwayne Haskins. I would love to say compete for a starting job, but, you know, when you draft a quarterback in the first round, realistically, RG3 is not going to start over him because, you know, they've already invested a first-round pick and first-round money in Dwayne Haskins. They're not going to try and revamp RG3 as a starter. Would they bring him in as a backup and somebody to kind of mentor Dwayne Haskins? Oh, I'd love to see that. That it's still hypothetical, but a lot less hypothetical. And oh, I would love to see that after they fucking flush Gruden down the toilet. Alright guys, that's going to do it for the first episode of Keep My Tab Open. I'm so incredibly excited for where we're going to go with this. Got beer on my mouth. If you enjoyed this video, please drop me a like and be sure to subscribe. There's more content on the way. Also, you can go check out my other social media sites. At Wilbur and Gold will be all of them except for Facebook. It's just Will Dalton on Facebook. Be sure to check all of that out if you're so inclined. That is going to do it for our first episode of Keep My Tab Open. Enjoy the games this week, and we'll see you next time.